watching the 2024-25 SCAC Basketball Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the University of the Ozarks women's basketball program. Will be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Shauna Watson, along with leadership from senior Naomi Smith. Coach Naomi, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Russell.
Coach, we'll get started with you headed into your fourth season as the head coach of this Eagles women's basketball program. I'm interested where you've seen and what you think are the biggest growths that this program has taken over these last few years. And ultimately, just how excited to be back here at the start of a new season and getting ready to get things going with this group heading into 24-25.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. It's crazy that it's been 4 years since I kind of took over the program, and just kind of seeing our consistent growth throughout the last couple of years. Each and every year we win more games. We get a little bit better, on and off the floor, which has been really awesome. So yeah, really excited about moving into a new league. Thinks it allows us to be a little bit more competitive year in and year out, with making the conference tournament and those kinds of things. So we're excited to play some new teams and get started. We've got a lot of new faces this year, but everything kind of stays consistent for us and kind of how we want to play and, the standards that we have for our program. So I'm just excited to see how we do this year.
Naomi, coming into this season, obviously a big year for your senior season, your second year there at Ozarks, having transferred in a season ago. Do you feel settled now heading into this second season? How do you feel adjustment wise? And, ultimately, how much are you looking forward to the start of this new season and being back with your teammates to get things going?
To be honest, transferring over from a JUCO has actually helped me adapt well here at a 4-year school. Of course, the pace is a lot different, it's a lot faster. But now that I'm in here with my second year here, I feel like I'm much more settled, but at the same time, all players say can't be too comfortable, so you have to get out of your comfort zone to continue to get better. So looking forward to this year, I'm just trying to improve more than I have last year. But yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable now that this is my second year here.
Coach, you talk about kind of the growth of this program. You look at last year, a season ago, this team produced double-digit wins for the first time since the 2018-19 season before you arrived. So lots of things to be excited for as you make this transition and jump into the SCAC. We're very excited here at the league to welcome in Ozarks and be a full member going into this season. Obviously it's a league that you're familiar with. There's some teams that you've played that will be non-conference, now conference games, and some other old conference games that will continue to be conference matches as well. So, what do you expect to be kind of the biggest challenges you face coming in this new league, and what does it mean for this program to be now full board headed, forward in the SCAC?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, we had a successful season last year, and definitely not something that we're satisfied with. We want to continue to build on that and continue to get better. And yeah, we do have some familiarity with playing some of the SCAC schools in our non-conference games. And I was just talking about that earlier today. I think even with that, there's still a lot of teams that we're very unfamiliar with and different coaches we're unfamiliar with. So it really just comes down to kind of the preparation and, just kind of getting to know the teams and getting to know each other. There's a lot of schools that I haven't been to or, don't know where things are. So it's just kind of getting used to all of those things. And like I said, preparing as much as we can to play those schools, but also some familiarity with some teams coming over from the ASC and joining us as well. And so that will be, comfortable for our kids to get out there and play against them. So I think those are going to be the biggest challenges, is just trying to get to figure out the new teams. And, you get used to playing the same teams and the same players, couple of times a year. And so, kind of getting used to that and, just getting used to the other teams, I think is going to be our biggest challenge, but obviously excited about it. And I think it's enjoyable to go to different schools and see different campuses and, those kinds of things. But, our travel is still a lot as well. We still travel quite a bit and long distances. So just kind of getting used to that, but I think we'll adjust pretty well.
Naomi, you're coming off of an outstanding season in your first year there at Ozarks, adjusting quickly and hitting the ground running, named Conference Newcomer of the Year, second team all conference, averaging a little over 13 points and 10 rebounds per game. A really sensational opening season for you there at Ozarks. And I'm interested, what does a year like that do for you in terms of your individual confidence? And what have you continued to work on as an individual player to grow your game and continue to boost that confidence heading into this senior season?
I have to say, last year has been a turning point in my game. I feel like I have been less confident in my abilities of playing the game, and being able to have a coach who is has faith in what I can do and whatnot has greatly improved my game. And I feel like that was the outcome of it. And of course it boosted my confidence, but at the end of the day, like from like family and stuff, it's always best to stay humble because you don't know what may come your way. And at the end of the day, I always believe that someone's always going to be better than me. So during the summers, in between years, and throughout in practices, I always try to push myself to try and beat that one person, myself, and the other person who's possibly above me.
Finally, Coach, getting back to you, you talked about, the aspect of getting to know some new teams coming into this league. For SCAC fans that are getting to watch Ozarks play for the first time, tell us a little about this group. Tell us about your team. What have you learned about this group as you've started to have a few practices, get the season underway? What are the styles of play you hope to be playing? What are some things that SCAC fans need to know about this Ozarks program coming into the season?
Yeah, I think honestly the biggest shift for us this year is just been our team chemistry, and how well we've kind of gotten along, and building that each and every day at practice. Obviously we have some senior leadership that has been awesome, and some consistency with people coming back from the previous year that played big roles for us. We obviously lost quite a bit as well, so just adjusting to that. But I think for us, just how we get along with each other, and how we treat each other on and off the floor, I think has been huge for us. So I think you're going to see that a lot when you see us play, just us playing together as a team and cheering each other on. So I think that's a huge piece for us. But as far as style, yeah, I mean you can go back and kind of watch us in the past. I'm pretty up tempo. I've always been that way, and something we want to continue doing, and having more of a defensive mindset. So I think for us, we want to outwork other teams and play as hard as we can. Every single game, that's something you can control. So that's just kind of our style and what we're looking to do. But like I said, we just want to go out there and compete every game, and get a little bit better each and every time. So
finally, Naomi, as we wrap up with you, obviously a big season on deck, not only for you individually, but for this team as well as they come into the SCAC, as we've talked about. So when you've had conversations with some of your other teammates and leaders within that locker room about some of the goals and expectations coming into this year, what have those conversations looked like? And ultimately, what was going to be key for this group in accomplishing those heading into this season?
The goals, whenever I talk to my teammates, I think the one thing that has really been a big improvement from last year is that a lot of us are all on the same page. We all want to try to get that #1 spot, and we just want to play and have fun, and at the end of the day also win games. And of course we set goals for each other, and we try to keep each other accountable to those goals. But of course we all realize that it's a really young team, but I think that's the good thing about it, is because the young ones also want to improve, and it shows in practices, and we stay competing. And I think that's the best thing about this team.
And finally, coaches, we wrap up with you. You talked a little bit about building that chemistry as this season has unfolded. What's been your message to this team, just as far as things that you've really been focused on and trying to improve, whether it's things that you feel this team is good and you're trying to be great at, or things that maybe you feel like coming off of last season could use some improvement? What's kind of been this message early on in preseason to this team on the floor as you get prepared to start this year?
Yeah, I think kind of ending last year and kind of, the success that we had with making the conference tournament and winning a game. I think for us, the ones that we have coming back are not satisfied with that. And I think we're excited about the shift. And so you kind of get a little taste of what that feels like, and you want to get that feeling again, but continue to improve. And that's just been the message at practice, right? You got to get a little bit better each and every day. And, we can't take days off because all the other teams are fighting for the exact same thing. So I think, as Naomi kind of spoke on as well, we're on the same page and we want to get better, and they're helping each other every single day. It's not always me coaching them. So I think that that's been a huge thing for us, is that we can be together and help each other and care about those things. So that's just been the message. I mean, winning isn't the end all be all. It's always about just getting better each and every game and each and every practice. And ultimately, I think the wins take care of themselves at the end of the day. So that's kind of been our message. And like I said, I think it's been a really good start to the season, and we just hope that it continues.
University of the Ozarks head women's basketball coach, Shauna Watson, along with leadership from senior Naomi Smith. The Eagles will open up the 2024-25 campaign on the road on November 8th when they take on Millsaps. Coach, Naomi, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you head into the season.
Awesome. Thanks, Russell.